KPFX and HD1, Kindred, Fargo, Moorhead.
And KDLB HD3, Frazee, Detroit Lakes.
It just rocks your world. Locally owned and operated by Radio FM Media. We are your Bison Nation station.
And #1 for classic rock. That really rocks. 107.9, The Fox.
Now, here's today's headlines with the Fox Morning Show.
On 107.9, The Fox.
Good morning, friends.
What are you up to this morning?
To go for a little butter popcorn right now.
Why is that?
It is National Popcorn Day.
Popcorn, anyone?
Is that popcorn?
Popcorn. It's a national treasure.
I had to stand there eating buttered popcorn.
Popcorn?
This is incredible popcorn.
A little piece of popcorn stuck in my tooth. Ooh.
Happy National Popcorn Day.
Okay, everybody, it's showtime.
Hey, boy, you give me a bowl of buttered popcorn, I'm as happy as a duck. That'd be supper. I'd be fine with that.
Yeah. Oh, it has
You
been
too?
a few times.
Us too.
Yeah.
Late, you don't want to eat anything heavy? I'll have some popcorn.
That's right. Yeah, now that we're empty nesters, there's been times where we've eaten popcorn, cereal, sometimes just absolutely nothing.
Hey, and then when you get up the next morning and there's still popcorn, I still eat it.
Yeah, right. Oh, yeah.
Sitting there in the bowl in the kitchen. Hey.
That's probably my favorite snack is popcorn.
A little leathery by then, but I don't care.
Right. Hey, welcome to it. Happy Friday.
Ah, you made it. Here it is.
And we have just 2 more days, 2 more sleeps until the 20s.
There you go. Start getting out of this deep freeze.
Yeah, that Fox forecast was single digits for the daytime highs today and tomorrow. Then again, 20s by Sunday. And by Tuesday, we're talking 30s, man.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, I know. That full Fox forecast anytime at 1079thefox.com. -2 right now at 6:05.
Happy Friday, 19th day of January, the new year. Here's what's shaking in our corner of the globe. Well, the Fargo School Board's considering a 50% pay raise for board members at the next meeting. They're going to talk about it. Right now, they get about $1,000 a month.
Oh, okay.
And the last increase was, 2009. It went from $750 to $1,000. Now we're talking $1,500 a month now.
All right.
President gets an extra $50 because he's got the sash and everything. He's got to keep that up.
Yeah, that's right.
All that infrastructure damage. Remember that big ice storm at Christmas?
Oh, yeah.
Well, all the damage has been repaired, and early estimates indicate that more than $15 million in damages to 6 distribution cooperatives with over 5,000 power poles lost.
Wow.
Man,
Yeah,
you got to think there's got to be a better mousetrap.
Yeah.
Because we just, it happens every year.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, and then you got the risk of life going out there to fix it.
I suppose you could put it underground, but then
You could, but
again, when there's problems, that's probably even tougher to take care of, right?
Yeah, it is. It can be. I don't know. There's got to be something. Hey, the dates have been finalized for next summer's Fargo Air Show. That's going to be fun. That's back after a 3-year hiatus.
Yeah.
Saturday, July 27th, and Sunday, July 28th. U.S. Navy Blue Angels are coming back.
Nice.
They're going to headline again. Also featured F-22 Raptor demonstration team.
Ooh.
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
Pizza Hut's annual pizza report found Friday's the most popular day to order pizza.
Oh, yeah.
You bet. That just happens to be today.
Yeah.
And pepperoni's still the most popular topping.
Okay.
But what's something that should never be allowed on pizza? The top answers were fish. Mm-hmm. And I've had that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just it. Beets, blueberries, plums, and kiwis. But if you have a fruit pizza with that cookie crust.
Oh, well, yeah.
But that's not really a pizza,
Right.
is it? It's
Right.
just a dessert.
Yeah.
I mean, not that there's not dessert pizza, but, it's not hot.
Yeah.
Dozens of cars in New Jersey broke down after filling up at a gas station where the gas was 58% water.
Oh, that's not good.
The station's in trouble, but it could have been caused by recent flooding in the area.
Oh,
I suppose
okay.
the old tanks,
Yeah.
Man, you know what that's going to do to your car?
Oh, yeah.
That's a new engine.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. And finally, a Starbucks employee claims they were harassed by 4 people asking about Stanley Cups at their brother's funeral.
Really?
Come on.
What?
Enough's enough already.
Wow.
Yeah, no kidding. Now, there's your news for right now. You caught up.
Yep. All right, your headlines brought to you by Menards. Stop in to register to win a 2024 Chevy Silverado at Menards. See store for details. Coming up this morning, oh man, she's back. Old Sara, the biggest Lions fan we know. We'll be talking to her after 7 this morning, plus your last chance to win tickets to BTO at 7:35. We'll look at that scoreboard for you next. That's coming up in sports.
Free, book it! Golden Sniffer from downtown.
just like that, the Bison are back within one. Our Bison did battle last night, man, but they just couldn't get it done as Denver downed NDSU 78-70. Dang it, they're just so close. They're in every game. They just can't seal the deal. They'll go at it again tomorrow as they will host Oral Roberts. That tip-off at 1. Coverage beginning at high noon here on your Bison Nation station. If you want to go for free, man, I'll tell you what, we've got tickets. All right, we'll give you a chance next hour to win those for tomorrow's Bison men's basketball game. Meanwhile, our Wolves, the best in the West still, they won their 30th game last night at the midway point of the NBA season. We're only halfway through this, Dave.
Good point.
But at that pace, man, the Wolves, of course, are on track to win 60. That'd be a new franchise record. The T-Wolves took down the Grizzlies 118-103 last night. They got a big one tomorrow. They host OKC. Meanwhile, our Wild, they lost to the Lightning 7-3. They're still slightly banged up. They'll be back on the ice again tonight down there at Florida. Hey, this weekend, the divisional round of the NFL playoffs begin with the Texans and Ravens tomorrow at 3:30, followed by the Packers at the 49ers. Then on Sunday, a 2 o'clock kickoff between the Bucks and the Lions, and it ends with the Chiefs at the Bills. Members of the Bills Mafia have been sacrificing themselves by jumping into a pit on the site where the new stadium is being built. They've been on a 6-game winning streak since they started doing it. These are the same fans that like to break tables. I'm just saying.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Meanwhile, back there at the old stadium, they got to shovel out. They still didn't shovel out from last time, so they're asking Bills fans to show up with their shovels and start digging.
Are they getting just as much as last time, you think? Or are they saying?
Well, they really didn't clean out from the time before.
But I'm saying they get another 40 inches. I'm hoping it's just maybe a couple. But, it sounds like they get hosed every time.
Yeah. So they do have some more weather in the area. And so, it's a mess. Get to it, Bills. What? Come on. Meanwhile, did you know we've been saying Jason and Travis Kelce's last name wrong this whole time?
What is it, Kelke?
It's Kells. Just simply Kells.
Well, not anymore.
Yeah, apparently Kelsey started with their dad, who got sick of correcting people who mispronounced it. So he just left it Kelsey. But it's Kells.
Well, you finally got it right then.
Yeah.
Kelsey. Clearly. It is now.
It is now.
We're not fixing it.
I guess the boys did ask at one point, can we go back to Kells? And he said, I don't care what you do. I did what I wanted to do.
There you go, Dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, be your own man.
That's right. All right, that's your Fox Sports. That Fox forecast again with 2 more days of single digits above the donut, and then we're jumping into the 20s on Sunday and 30s by Tuesday. Check it out for yourself. That full Fox forecast at 1079thefox.com. -2 now at 6:14.
And when you think of hair bands, and not the beauty accessory, actual bands, what band comes to mind? Let us know on our Facebook page at 1079thefox.com.
Now, here's the Fox Morning Show
on 107.9 The Fox.
Well, hey, this weekend we're spotlighting hair bands. It's a I Wanna Rock weekend starting at 4 this afternoon. And then come Monday, hey, we are going to be giving away tickets to see Hairball at Shields Arena.
Just a favorite. Everyone loves Hairball.
Yeah, so when you think of hair bands, which band comes to mind first is our question on our fan page on Facebook at 1079thefox.com. Before we get to those, I got to say, the term hair bands, being, I guess, a product of the 80s and growing up in California, kind of where it really, took off with the whole Sunset Strip and Hollywood and all that. I got to say, we never used that term. Bands weren't labeled hair bands when it was happening.
I think it was referred to as heavy metal.
Exactly. That's exactly what it was called.
As we're growing up into it, it was. I think that was once it came around to the grunge. I think they needed to put labels on it, right?
I think so. I kind of remember that when the grunge started, that when people started to revert back to, you remember those hair bands? That's when it kind of got that label. But during the time that the bands were actually at the height of their success, I always remembered it as heavy metal.
Yeah, and they came out swinging with grunge right away because of the look, the greasy long hair in your face and the flannel shirts and dirty jeans and
combat boots.
grungy look to it. Yeah.
Yeah, and so maybe the only other label during that time was when bands like Metallica and Megadeth and Anthrax were popping up. Then speed metal was the term then. But it was always just heavy metal, and all of it was under that umbrella.
It was.
And I remember that was kind of a popular question, especially like watching MTV.
Because I consider the two separate now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Heavy metal and hair bands.
Because there was, that was the question they would ask the band, what do you think about being labeled heavy metal? And some were all for it, and some were totally against it, and some just didn't care.
Well, I just don't think Twisted Sister and Poison are the same as Black Sabbath, which I consider heavy metal. Or, some of those heavier early bands that really coined the phrase heavy metal.
Right, right. And so now, that's the term, I guess, or the label that they've been given, and we just go with it so that everybody understands. But that's why we asked the question. When you think of hair bands, which band comes to mind first? We'll come back and go through those comments on our fan page on Facebook at 1079thefox.com.
Now here's the Fox Morning Show.
107.9 The Fox.
All right, so again this weekend, man, we are spotlighting hair bands. It's a I Wanna Rock weekend starting this afternoon at 4. And then come Monday morning, make sure you're listening at 7:35. We will have tickets to see Hairball in concert at Shields Arena. So we asked on our fan page on Facebook at 1079thefox.com, when you think of hair bands, which band comes to mind first? I see you weighed in, Dave.
Yeah. I think a lot of people hit that vein. I posted a picture of some dude wearing a hairband, and I said, these seem nice. But there was a few other scrunchies who people wrote.
Yeah. Yolanda said scrunchies. I'm kidding. I have a tween in the house, so the word scrunchie is muttered often. So
Richard Holmes said it too, the little pink one I wear when I'm feeling special. But real hair bands, Twisted Sister came up a lot.
Yeah, Twisted Sister was one of those that was mentioned more than once. In fact, I would say Twisted Sister and Poison were mentioned the most. Patty had a few. She couldn't narrow it down to one.
Can't nail them down.
I guess 3 come to her mind immediately, and that's Kix, Whitesnake, and White Lion.
And then she's like, oh, wait, but don't forget about Axe and Trickster.
She's flooded with a bunch of names immediately.
Oh, Ruth said Hairball, so that's cool.
Yeah.
And boy, you get a flavor of everything, and that's the thing, isn't it? That's one of the appealing things of Hairball is they cover it all.
Jerry says Rat, my favorite. Jay said Bon Jovi, but then there's Katie who said Bob Jovi.
Oh, Bob Jovi. Yeah, that's what you get when you order on Wish. A couple albums. Got some Bob Jovi here if you guys want to hang out for a while. Kiss and Warrant. I don't know if I consider Kiss a hairband or not, but Warrant sure as heck is. Bernie King down there, and Hankinson sounded off.
Well, some will say now the whole hairband thing is also known as glam rock, right? And some will say,
if that's the case, yes, spot on.
Right? And some say that you can credit the New York Dolls as the first of glam rock.
Absolutely.
And Kiss, that was their influence, was the New York Dolls. So
they took it in a kabuki level, with the face paint.
So I guess in a weird way, if that's the case, then I guess you could call Kiss a hair band. And especially during the 80s when they lost the makeup, and they were looking like all the other bands in the 80s, wearing the acid wash jeans and cut off T-shirts and so forth.
Mesh shirt or something, or women's blouse.
So they definitely fit in during that whole era there in the 80s. Jill mentioning a band close to home from the Twin Cities, Slave Raider. Remember that? You, me, and the boys gonna get together and make some noise. Janice, Poison, Rat, Cinderella, Warrant. Yeah, those definitely are poster childs for hair bands.
Dan Fuca posted a picture of himself shredding.
Oh, well, there you go.
Said it ain't hair metal without the spandex.
I'm not seeing that. Does Dan have hair back in the day?
Yeah, he's got it. Yeah, it's bad.
We all had hair back in the day. That's just it, right? Chris says Motley Crue, Rat, Cinderella, Poison, Kix, Whitesnake. He couldn't narrow it down to just one thought. There's a bunch of them that come into his head when he thinks of hair bands. And then Thornton reminds us that Motley Crue is coming to the North Dakota State Fair. They made that announcement just last week. So if you're looking for a road trip this upcoming summer and you want to see a
I've never been to Minot, so that's cool. Maybe I should get up there for that.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
I wanted to get up to that Husk Fest, but I didn't know if... I don't know if Myron Florin is still there or not.
Take them both in. So, again, all those bands that were just mentioned, you'll hear them this weekend. Again, as we spotlight hair bands, it's a I Wanna Rock weekend starting at 4.
This is the Fox Morning Show.
Now trending. Now, here's what's trending on 107.9 The Fox.
Oh, we've got a mom who has taken to TikTok.
Uh-oh.
And she's not happy. She's not a fan of half school days.
Half days? Why? Why are we doing this? By the time it takes me to drag my kids out of their bed and shove them out the door 2 days this week, why couldn't we just do that once for one full day? Who's doing the math? What math we doing here? What is it? Is it the amount of hours in or the amount of days I have to drag my kids here? It's causing me angina getting them out of the house only to have to then come pick up within 3 hours? What can I get done in 3 hours? I can't get nothing done. I'm circling my tail for at least an hour and a half at home. What are we doing? Who can I talk to?
Aw, I feel
Can't
bad.
get her nails done, nothing. What can she do in 3 hours?
She makes some good points. I'm not sure where this was at, but if they had 2 half days in 1 week, why didn't they just do one full day?
Just do one full day, yeah, right?
And then the other full day off.
Right. Kind of silly.
Kind of silly.
It is. I can understand that.
I don't remember our kids having a lot of half days, unless, of course, bad weather came in.
That'd be the only time ours did.
Yeah.
There were never any scheduled half days.
Nothing I remember.
The only half days even that I know of right now is my grandson Parker, and he's preschool.
Oh, sure.
And that's natural.
That's normal, right?
That's normal, yeah. They usually, it's a good segue in.
Yeah.
But I've never, growing up, even at me as a kid, we never had half days.
And I have to admit, obviously I've been doing this morning radio thing for a long, long time. I wasn't really there that often for that whole morning routine thing.
Yep, ditto here too. Yep, I missed a lot of that.
Yeah.
When my kids were little, so yeah.
It was my job to pick them up later in the day.
Yep, you bet.
But by then, it was a lot easier than having to get them ready for the day.
And if they didn't want to go to school, I was the hero.
Yeah?
Yeah, well, because mom's the bad guy pushing them out.
Oh, sure.
You're going to school. And I'm like, that's all right. I'll pick you up. You're not feeling good. And that was Nikki. Oh, my God. I don't know how many calls I got that she had a headache or she was feeling sick and she was done with school. Yep, sorry, Nick. I'm out. Yeah.
Well, for God's sake, someone, please help this poor mom.
Half days? Why? Why are we doing this? By the time it takes me to drag my kids out of their bed and shove them out the door 2 days this week, why couldn't we just do that once for one full day? Who's doing the math? What math we doing here? What are we doing? Who can I talk to?
Good morning, friends.
What are you up to this morning?
Go for a little butter popcorn right now.
Why is that?
It is National Popcorn Day.
Popcorn, anyone?
Is that popcorn?
Popcorn. It's a national treasure.
I had to stand there eating buttered popcorn.
Popcorn?
This is incredible
A
popcorn.
little piece of popcorn stuck in my tooth. Ooh.
Happy National Popcorn Day.
Okay, everybody, it's showtime.
All right.
And I love popcorn. But there is nothing worse than getting a hole stuck up in a gum line.
Ooh.
That hurts,
Yeah,
man.
it does.
You don't get it.
Yeah.
I can fester, too.
Yep. And I love that. I love the Old Maid. The
I
ones
do,
that,
too.
The ones that are almost ready to pop.
Half busted out, yeah.
But you got to be careful with those,
You
too.
gotta be careful.
I cracked a tooth one time. That way.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you got a tooth that's ready to rock or,
Right.
ready to go,
Yeah, here we are.
anything tough.
Talking about stuff that happens to old people.
I know, right? Dang it.
I know. Well, hey,
Wait.
it's Friday, man. It's Friday. And the weather is only getting better. 2 more days, as I said last hour, 2 more sleeps until we hit the 20s. So single digits for the daytime highs today and tomorrow, and then Sunday 20s, Tuesday 30s, man.
Oh,
That full Fox forecast anytime at 1079thefox.com. We've got -2 at 7:03.
those puffed corn ones are good, too. The ones that they glaze them at Christmas time and make, no hulls and stuff. It's I don't know what it is. It's not corn. I have no idea what it is.
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's like styrofoam, but it's good.
It's delicious styrofoam. Welcome to it. Friday already. How about this? We made it to the weekend, 19th day of the new year. Here's what's shaking in our corner of the globe. And Fargo School Board's looking at a 50% raise for board members at the next meeting. They're going to look at right now they're getting a grand a month. If the raise is approved, they're going to get $1,500 a month beginning July 1st. The last time they got a raise was in 2009. They went from $750 to a grand a month. Remember that big ice storm, of course, at Christmas time, southeast and south central North Dakota, all the infrastructure damage that was caused there. It's all been repaired. Early estimates, more than $15 million in damages to all of the 6 distribution cooperatives with over 5,000 power poles lost. Isn't that something? Well, the dates are set for the Fargo Air Show. Blue Angels are coming back. That'll be fun. Saturday, July 27th and the 28th. Once again, the U.S. Navy Blue Angels will be the headliner. And also the F-22 Raptor demonstration team.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
That'll be fun. Well, now there's powdered caffeine that you can snort.
What?
Which your body absorbs quicker and gives you a jolt that makes coffee feel like chocolate milk, I guess. And you can overdose on it. So don't mess around on that.
All right.
So, I could see if you're watching a Martin Scorsese movie and you're only an hour or two, you might need a quick pick-me-up.
Quick, hon. Line me out a caffeine line.
Hook me up. It's losing me. I want to see that Killers of the Flower Moon, but it's like 3 hours and change.
Oh.
It's so long.
Yeah.
A semi-driver got his truck stuck when he followed Google directions that took him down a flight of stairs.
Oh.
Google says the issue's fixed, so it's all good. And finally, director Zack Snyder wanted to make a movie where Batman impregnates Lois Lane.
I heard something about that.
Yeah. The studio shot it down. There's no way Batman wouldn't have a compartment on his belt for a bat condom. Ain't no way. Just not plausible.
It's possible he could have been out.
It's possible.
Right? Yeah, Robin took him.
What's he going to do with him?
Balloon animals.
Well, probably. Yeah, cover the tip of his gun or something. That's your news for now.
All right, coming up this morning here shortly, old Sara. She's back. She's the biggest Lion fan we know. We got to talk to her about her Motor City Kitties a little bit. And your last chance to win tickets to BTO coming up here at 7:35. We got some NFL news for you next in sports, including something you didn't know about Travis and Jason Kelce. It'll blow your...
This is a 3. Book it! Golden Sniffer from downtown. And just like that, the Bison are back within 1.
Yeah, the Bison battled last night, but, and a lot of turnovers. I was there to watch, and it was they were so close so many times, and they would actually, get up by a point or two, but couldn't hold on to it, so they couldn't get it done last night. Didn't shoot very well overall, percentage-wise, from the field. Denver comes in, downs our NDSU men 78-70, dang it. But, the Bison are young, and they're going to continue to battle. So, up next, Oral Roberts. They'll be in at the Shack tomorrow. Tip-off at 1, coverage beginning at high noon here on your Bison Nation station. If you want to go for free, if you want to do a little Bison basketball matinee, we've got tickets. First come, first served, while supplies last, family 4-packs. 701-237-4949. Let it ring just a little bit. We've got a little bit more sports here to do.
What time is it, 1 o'clock?
It's a 1 o'clock tip-off. Yeah. Meanwhile, our Wolves, the best in the West still, they won their 30th game of the season yesterday, marking the midway point through the season, too. So that puts them on pace to win 60 games. If they were to do that, that'd be a new franchise record, man.
That's awesome, man.
How about that? The T-Wolves taking down the Grizzlies last night, 118-103. They got a tough one tomorrow. They'll be hosting OKC. Meanwhile, our Wild, they lost again, this time to the Lightning, 7-3. They'll be back on the ice tonight to take on Florida. This weekend, we got the divisional round of the NFL playoffs starting tomorrow at 3:30 with the Texans at the Ravens, followed by the Packers at the 49ers on Sunday. Kickoff for the first game is at 2, and that'll be the Lions hosting the Bucs. And then it all wraps up with the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes going on the road for the first time in the postseason ever to hopefully for their sake, take down the Bills. But here's what they're up against. A 6-game win streak that started when members of the Bills Mafia began sacrificing themselves by jumping into a pit on the site where their new stadium is being built.
At what cost are they winning these games? You've heard about that too? Yeah, it's crazy.
I know.
Yep.
I know.
And they've won 6 games.
Yep. 6-game winning streak.
Yep.
Ever since they started sacrificing
Bodies
themselves.
everywhere.
Meanwhile, back at the old joint, the old stadium, it needs some shoveling again. In fact, they never really did a good job the first time around, so there's still that snow and maybe a little bit more coming. So Buffalo fans have been asked to bring their shovels and start digging.
For the bodies.
Yeah. And oh, by the way, we've been saying Jason and Travis Kelce's last name wrong the whole time. How did that happen? Well, apparently, Dad got sick of correcting people who mispronounced it. So it's not Kelsey, it's supposed to be, or is, Kels.
So the E is silent. But then
Correct.
you would think it would be a hard C, but since you C is an E,
it's an S sound.
It's an S sound.
And don't make a Z sound, because that's not correct either.
Like bison.
Right, it's not Kels.
These guys will do anything for attention. What a bunch of media whores.
There you go. There you go.
You've been saying it all wrong. It's Jacobs.
That's your Fox Sports. Now, Fox forecast again with a couple more days of single digits for the daytime highs, and then we'll jump into the 20s on Sunday. Check it out for yourself. All the way through the weekend can be found at 1079thefox.com. We've got -2 at 712.
Old Sarah's back. We're going to get her on the horn. She's the biggest Lions fan other than Steve that we know, and she lives in Wisconsin, you see. Yeah. We'll have her on the horn next.
Now, here's the Fox Morning Show.
107.9 The Fox.
Calling Jack's American Pub in Milwaukee for Old Sarah.
Well.
It's the new adventures of Old Sarah. Hey!
Hey, how's it going, fellas?
Congratulations on the win. I've been waiting all week to tell you.
Holy beans.
All right, so take us back to last Sunday night. Okay, so, give us the highlights from the day and, of course, your perspective of the game.
Guys, so it was mayhem. I don't know if you got hit with this snowpocalypse of hell, but it was cold. So I'm in Wisconsin getting ready for my flight that was supposed to go out at 5:30 on Friday, and it's canceled. I start panicking. I'm thinking I'm not making it to the game, right? Like, this isn't going to happen. Oh, my God, it was terrible. Should we drive? But there's like the snowpocalypse is hitting Kalamazoo. Are we going to get there? Are we not going to get there? Do I have to sell my tickets? It was a whole thing.
Oh, my God.
We magically got on a flight on Saturday. Rolled into Detroit, the whole state. I'm telling you, that flight was crazy. The airport was crazy. I mean, everybody is just on cloud nine, right?
Yeah.
So Sunday, we roll downtown. It is negative 20 degrees with the wind chill, and people are still tailgating. They're outside in tents. They've got heaters going. The city's alive. The casinos were banging. So we went in to watch the Packers game. Initially, because everybody in Detroit on Sunday was a Packers fan, because if they beat the Cowboys, we're getting another home game, right?
Yeah.
So it was electric. I've never seen Detroit fans cheer harder for the Packers, but it was very, very cool. And once that game wrapped up, mad dash, everybody's heading into the stadium. I have been to a lot of sporting events, guys. I was there when the Pistons won it in 2004. I went to the University of Michigan. I've been at every big game in the big house. And I will tell you that this was the most amazing sports thing that I've ever seen.
And it was easily the best game of the weekend. The only
one that was close.
Yeah, the only game
Dude,
that was close.
but the stress, my God. So first of all, I don't know if you could hear it on the TV, but it was so loud. I mean, it was, I've never heard anything like it. And it didn't let up.
I think that's Old Sarah. I can hear her. She's loud at everybody.
Yeah, it was me. It was so loud from the jump. I mean, people did not sit down. People did not stop. And I think because the game was so close, it was like you couldn't. Nobody in that stadium went to the bathroom. I'm going to tell you that during playtime. It was magic. I mean, every single play, every single drive, and it's a game with no interceptions, no fumbles, nobody's messing up. I mean, it is just good football, and people were kind to Stafford. I mean, nobody was in a Lions Stafford jersey, which was awesome. But, I mean, Goff, my God, the chants of Jared Goff were amazing, because there were a couple times, because, the criticism of him is that, like, under pressure, he can panic.
Yeah.
But we were with him the whole time. But there was a moment in, I want to say, probably mid third, where it's close, and then again in the fourth when the Rams were on their drive, where you could tell there was a moment in every Lions fan, because for the last 55 years there's a reason that we're and there was a moment, I think all of us were like, oh my God, this could still go either way, hype.
I mean, right down to the last couple minutes. I mean, it was
the reality set in where we were like, we were like, oh no, we felt this before. Like, I've seen this movie before.
Yeah.
And I think everybody had a moment that they engaged with that, but then that moment passed, and it was, I mean, the last 2 minutes, and then once we got possession and we knew they were going to take the knee, and just, I mean, everybody was the loudest I think they were the entire
and that's when everybody urinated, right? I mean, everybody just laughed.
And that, mad dash to the bathroom.
All right, old Sara, stick around. We got more questions for you, including we want your prediction on Sunday's matchup against the Bucs.
You're listening to the Fox Morning Show.
Coming up next, Dave's Deep Thought.
107.9 The Fox. And now it's time for Dave's Deep Thought with your radio pal, Dave Jacobs.
On 107.9 The Fox.
I learned all my dance moves from the paternity test episodes of Maury.
Dave's Deep Thought.
107.9 The Fox. Now, here's the Fox Morning Show.
On 107.9 The Fox.
We're back with our friend Old Sara, the biggest Lions fan, other than Steve, that we know.
Okay, I don't want to jinx you guys, but the Bucs might be an easier matchup than the Rams. Just saying.
That's how I feel.
Yeah, without jinxing it.
Yeah, without jinxing it.
Yeah.
It could be like you're going to be sitting comfortable maybe for the last quarter, maybe.
Yeah, you might get bored.
Yeah.
I might get bored. I might leave early.
Yeah. And so I was going to ask you now, I mean, it's been 30-plus years since you guys hosted a playoff game, and now you got two back-to-back. Are you going?
I know.
Are you making the trip again?
You know I am.
Oh,
good for you,
yes,
Sara. That's awesome.
I'm not missing this. And you know what? I'm going to tell you something. We're going to have 3 playoff games in a row, because the Green Bay Packers are going to go to San Francisco and do what they usually do to the Lions, like surprise everybody and like kick their ass. And the NFC Championship game is going to be in Detroit against a division rival, and I am going to be at that game as well. So I am planning my next 2 weekends heading to Detroit for playoff games.
Man, burning all that vacation time in the winter.
Worth it. Worth it.
Yeah, in Detroit, Rock City. Could it be the best possible scenario ever? I mean, the Packers coming to Detroit and you guys kicking their butts for the right to go to the Super Bowl?
Guys, you just said it and just chills down my whole spine. Like, I can't, to have the Packers come in to the Motor City and get their asses kicked for the Detroit Lions to head to their Super Bowl. I mean, I can't even, you can't write this. If I was on my deathbed and I was like, how do I want to go out? You can't even write this.
Maybe some way the football gods are making it up to you Lions fans.
I don't know. The whole thing stinks like it is scripted. I don't know.
Oh, get out of town. I mean, do you guys think there's any chance of Green Bay going to San Fran and getting it done?
I just don't see them going into San Fran and beating them.
Right.
Impossible.
Yeah, you might.
I know.
Right.
I mean,
THC talking or not, I just don't see that.
There's a piece of me that, just because I've lived in Wisconsin now for so goddamn long, and these Packer fans and their eternal optimism that they are just the greatest team ever, no matter what. There's a piece of me that's like, it could happen.
For sure. Any given Sunday, right?
Good job.
Any given Sunday.
Or in this case, any given Saturday, since theirs is a Saturday game.
Saturday night. I mean, what? But the whole thing, I mean, like you said, none of the games, it's one thing when, none of the games are close or good, but when they're upsets, that's almost even more exciting. You're like, what is happening, right? Like, how is this even, watching Dallas just completely fold in on themselves was incredible. So anything could happen, but I will tell you, I think that no matter what, Detroit is playing in 2 weeks, whether they're doing it at home with me in the crowd or whether they're in San Francisco.
I would be surprised if the Lions are not in the NFC Championship game.
I sure hope so.
Yeah.
Guys, think about what you just said. Think about what you just said.
Who'd have thunk it? That in my lifetime. No,
I feel dirty even listening to it.
Who'd have thunk it? But yeah, I'm ready for it, and I can't tell you, say what you will about, the Midwest and our bitter cold and everything but we are gritty and we are tough, and you saw that on Sunday, and you're going to see that this Sunday.
And I will say this, as a Vikings fan, it's nice to see not one but two teams representing our division very well.
Yeah, the mighty North.
Yeah.
Nothing but love for the Midwest. I mean, I love this part of the country. I love the people. I love all of it, and I love Buffalo. You know what I mean? Like Kansas City, this Midwest crew of people that are like, Miami, get out of here. Dallas, get out of here. Stop wasting my goddamn time. I got to shovel snow in time for the game. Get out of here.
Patriots, you blouse-wearing poodle walkers.
Yeah. Exactly. You guys get it.
We're hardy folks up here north. That's right.
Yeah, we are chubby and pale, but we are committed.
Love you, old Sarah.
Yeah.
Love you guys.
Talking to you again next week.
Regardless.
God, I hope so.
We'll touch base next week, Sugar. You take care.
You two guys, go Lions. Bye.
Good morning, friends.
What are you up to this morning?
I go for a little butter popcorn right now.
Why is that?
It is National Popcorn Day.
Popcorn, anyone?
Is that popcorn?
Popcorn. It's a national treasure.
I had to stand there eating buttered popcorn.
Popcorn?
This is incredible
A
popcorn.
little piece of popcorn stuck in my tooth. Ooh.
Happy National Popcorn Day.
Okay, everybody, it's showtime.
Oh, yeah. And, we've seen the evolution of popcorn in our lifetime, Dave.
I agree.
Because, it started out in just a kettle when I was a real tiny kid.
We had a special pot just for it. It was all beat to hell. It was just for popcorn.
Yep. And then Jiffy Pop came about.
Yeah.
That seemed like
That was magic. That was Friday Night Magic right there. Yeah.
Exactly. It seemed like, wow. And, and then, of course,
we got Jiffy Pop. Come on over.
And then, of course, once the microwave came around, oh, my God.
And then you felt nostalgic going back to the Jiffy Pop, which they still make to this day, which I'm pleased to say.
That's right.
Stuck around.
So, love the popcorn. I love this, too, our Fox forecast. Again, I don't want to wish the weekend away, but just 2 more sleeps, and we're out of this deep freeze. That Fox forecast with daytime highs today and tomorrow still in the single digits, at least above zero, but by Sunday, 20s, and by Tuesday, 30s. Wow. It's all there for you. That full Fox forecast at 1079thefox.com. -2 now at 8:04.
Welcome to it. 19th day of the new year. Happy Friday. Here's what's shaking in our corner of the globe. Well, the Fargo School Board, they're going to consider a 50% pay raise for board members at the next meeting. And right now they're getting $1,000 a month. That was raised from 2009 when they got $750 a month. This would be $1,500 a month. That starts on July 1st. President gets an extra $50. Cigars.
Hey, that's why he's the prez.
Hookers, stuff like that. Remember all that, of course, the Christmas time blizzard that came through with that ice storm in southeast and south central North Dakota. All the infrastructure damage has been repaired. Early estimates puts it at about $15 million in damages to the 6 distribution cooperatives. Over 5,000 poles were lost in that. And that's something.
It's going to be one of those that's remembered for a long, long time. You remember the
right after the 97 ice storm.
Yep, right. Yep, exactly. I mean, you remember that, the Christmas ice storm.
Of course, it had to be on Christmas, and it was so nice leading up to it.
Yeah.
We were just spoiled. It was going to be a brown Christmas. The dates have been finalized for next summer's Fargo Air Show at Hector International. This will be fun. Saturday, July 27th and Sunday, July 28th. U.S. Navy Blue Angels will be back.
Nice.
It's been 3 years.
It's been
it has. And also featured will be the F-22 Raptor demonstration team, so that'll be cool.
Well, and they're practicing that day before. It's usually on a Thursday.
Right.
We're out to lunch at Rhombus.
That's a cherry pick to win Rhombus that day, because they always fly sorties right over the city. So you sit on the rooftop, you get to watch the whole thing.
That's right.
Berkeley gave students the chance to run some quote-unquote legitimate university classes, and they've just announced one called The Art of Fighting Games, which will teach students how to play video games like Street Fighter.
Okay.
How cool is that?
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
College educated. Amazon wants us to start paying to use Alexa now. You heard about this?
What?
Yeah, you might want to start checking stuff. Yeah. Yep. If coffee ain't cutting it, people are straight up snorting caffeine now.
What the?
You can buy it online, but experts say don't. It absorbs a lot faster than when you drink it. And yes, you can overdose on it.
Woo!
Yeah, pretty much.
Woo!
Make a great time. You're not even on the road.
It's time to buy a boat.
Don't need a road. Study found that the old stereotype that men are better navigators might actually be true. But not because we're naturally better at it. They think society causes it by encouraging boys to do things like play outside more often, get lost in the woods. So
find your way back,
that's
boy.
it, yep. So we start honing those skills. You girls don't know. You're in there sewing. You're out there looking for bugs to survive on.
That's right. Collecting sticks.
God. Happy birthday to the founder of Hot Topic, Edgar Allan Poe, born on this day in 1809.
All right.
And Woody Harrelson revealed why he didn't attend the Cheers reunion at the Emmys.
Oh?
He was high. Forgot he was on Cheers.
Forgot.
You're up to date. That's your news for right now.
Sorry. I was high.
I was going to go.
I sat down. All right. We have your, your 3 quick picks from Sam coming up here shortly. And your last chance to win some Bison men's basketball tickets for tomorrow's matinee. That's coming up next in sports for you.
Launches a 3. Book it. Bowden Skipper from downtown. And just like that, the Bison are back within 1.
Bowden had a great game with the Bison, and they battled too, but they just couldn't get it done. And we've seen a few of these games this way this season so far, where they're right there, not good enough, though, to get over that hump to seal the deal in the end. Denver downs our NDSU men last night, 78-70, unfortunately. They'll be back at it tomorrow. Again, another matinee tomorrow afternoon, 1 p.m. tip-off. All the action right here on your Bison Nation station with coverage beginning at high noon, not only on your radio, but on your phone, on your smart speaker, or online at 1079thefox.com. Again, Oral Roberts is coming to town. Hey, if you want to go for free, we still have a few family 4-packs left. Give us a call now. 701-237-4949. Just let it ring a little bit. Got a little bit more sports to talk about. But again, for a 4-pack to tomorrow afternoon's game, give us a call at 701-237-4949.
We'll hook you up.
Yeah. The Wolves won their 30th game this season already. They're on pace for 60, man. Yeah, yesterday marked the midway point of the season. So if they could hit 60 wins, that would set a new franchise record. How about that? Anthony Edwards leading the way again with 28 points last night as the T-Wolves took down the Grizz 118-103. They got a tough one tomorrow at home. OKC is coming to town. Meanwhile, the Wild still struggling as they lost to the Lightning 7-3. They'll be on the ice again tonight, skating against Florida. And then this weekend, of course, we've got the divisional round of the NFL playoffs, starting with the Texans at the Ravens tomorrow. That kicks off at 3:30, following that the Packers and the 49ers. And then day 2 on Sunday begins at 2 between the Bucs and the Lions, following up with the Chiefs and the Bills. And the Bills, they're on a 6-game high. All right? It's because thanks to the Bills Mafia.
That's exactly right. Sacrificing their own puny bodies.
Yeah, they've been jumping into a pit on the site where their new stadium is being built. So since they started doing that, they've been winning. Again, 6 straight games. But meanwhile, back at the old stadium, they got problems. They got to shovel out. They didn't really shovel out much from last time for the fans to sit.
No, there's bodies in there. They got to get out.
So all fans have been asked to bring a shovel to the game. Can you imagine?
God.
That would suck. I got to shovel out my seat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can ride down my shovel to my seat if there's still a lot of snow.
And who knew? But we've been saying Jason and Travis Kelce's last name wrong this whole time. So when Taylor marries Travis, it will no longer be the Kelces. Now it's the Kells. So it's not pronounced Kelsey. It's just Kels. Kels.
Yeah, but she's going to make him take her name.
Travis Swifty?
Yep, you bet.
Yeah. Yep. You see?
You bet. Yep, you're going to wear a ponytail and everything.
Apparently, this all started with Dad, who got sick of correcting people who mispronounced it. So he said, yeah, well, I'm just going to go with Kelsey. What the hell? Didn't want to be bothered.
Sick of correcting people his whole life. Yeah, it's Kelsey.
Kelsey, we'll go there.
Yeah, pick up a book, will you?
All right, that's your Fox Sports. Again, if you want some tickets for tomorrow's Bison men's basketball game, call now, 701-237-4949. That Fox forecast with a daytime high hitting the single digits again today and tomorrow, and then 20s by Sunday. -2 currently at 8:14.
Our pal Sam Niederman, he's back with his 3 quick picks in the NFL. Actually, this weekend he's doing 4 picks because that's how many games there are. So we don't want to hurt anybody's feelings.
No.
So that's all coming up. Stick around.
107.
Now, here's the Fox Morning Show
With Sam's 3 quick picks.
on 107.9 The Fox.
Morning, guys.
Hey, Sam the man, Sam Niederman, voice of the Bison. How's it going, man?
Doing well, Dave. Doing well. Great to be with you guys.
You bet. We are into the Elite 8 round of the NFL playoffs. So normally it's Sam's 3 quick picks, but we felt like we can't just leave one game out. I'd feel bad for that one game. So we're going to have you pick all 4 games.
That's the only way to do it, Moose. I mean, we got to go all in. This is the last 3 weekends of playoff football, and I think it's going to be a good one, so I'm ready.
All right, well, let's start. Let's just take them in order, starting with the Texans and the Ravens Saturday afternoon. Who do you got?
You know, I had the Texans winning against the Browns last week. We called that right, even though they were a home dog. Everybody's on C.J. Stroud. D'Amico Ryans has done a fantastic job as a young coach there in Houston. Baltimore's sitting pretty, and I think everybody's been assuming that we're going to get chalked here, right? The 1 seed Baltimore and San Francisco going to the Super Bowl in Vegas. It's always interesting to see how the 1 seed responds after the layoff, right? You get the bye, you could be a little rusty. Sometimes that plays a factor, sometimes it doesn't. I think this Ravens defense is legit. You got to give credit to Stroud and the Texans for beating a top-ranked defense in Cleveland last week. But I think their magic runs out. They basically have played 2 playoff games in a row, the one against Indy to end the regular season and last week against Cleveland. I think this is a different animal that they're facing with Baltimore in Baltimore. So give me the Ravens. I think the Ravens advance to that one.
All right, Saturday night, we get the 49ers, as you mentioned, the favorite in the NFC to represent in the Super Bowl, taking on the Packers. Now, this is the 7th seed. No one saw them winning that first round, especially the way they did over the Cowboys.
No, and I thought, I kind of hedged my bet last week, guys, and every time I've done that this season, you can't just take half measures, right? I said the Cowboys would win, but Packers with the points, and it ended up being a Packer blowout. I really love Jordan Love. He's terrific. I think he's proven that he's going to be a franchise QB for Green Bay moving forward. Again, though, San Francisco is a different animal. I think they're going to be too physical in this game. I think they're going to win at the point of attack, win at the line of scrimmage. So I like San Fran to advance in that one in the NFC divisional.
Well, we've got 2 teams representing the NFC North, the division our Vikings are in. The Lions. The Lions have made it to another round of the playoffs. They hadn't hosted a game in 30-plus years until last weekend. Well, now they get 2 in a row. They're at home against the Bucs to start second day of NFL playoff action.
Yeah, all the way is worth it for these Lions fans, and I think it continues. The Bucs, I think, are 6.5-point dogs, which is, again, a lot of points. If Baker can sling the rock in this game, they might have a chance. They might put up a fight. I think Todd Bowles will have a good defensive game plan. I think the Lions are, not a world beater offensively. They certainly have weapons, but they're not going to be, invincible. All that being said, though, I think Detroit has some mojo, and with that crowd in Detroit, I think they find a way. The Bucs have been playing well as of late, but I like the Lions to keep the dance going and advance to an NFC title game. How crazy does that sound?
Well, yeah, right? I mean, we're talking about the Lions.
Why not?
And then the weekend wraps up with, again, more bad weather on its way to Buffalo. How will the Chiefs handle it? It'll be Patrick Mahomes' very first playoff road game ever. And the Bills are favorites.
Isn't that something, Moose? I mean, Mahomes has a chance to add another line to his resume to continue his legacy. He's already got the 2 Super Bowls under his belt. He doesn't have too much more to prove, but to do it in a year where his team's been a little depleted, the offense hasn't been as electric as it's been in years past. No Tyreek Hill, life without him and life without a complement of receivers. I think the Rice kid is coming on all right. Their defense is superb, and that's been a huge plus for them this season. We've talked about that all year long. That being said, I like the Bills here. Circle the wagons. I think they're due. They've lost heartbreakers against Kansas City 2 years ago, at overtime thriller at Arrowhead, where Allen didn't get the ball, and they blew it with a lead, 13 seconds to play. I think the Bills at home find a way, and they blew it in this round last year, where they had a lot of mojo on their side at home against Cincinnati, and Burrow and the Bengals came in there and just carved them up. That could be in the back of their mind, but I think Allen has found a good gear here. He's taking care of the ball. He's being the quarterback that the Bills need him to be, and I think he replicates that on Sunday night. So I'm going to go with the Bills in another classic. I think it's the one that we're all talking about Monday morning.
Sam is taking all the home teams straight up.
All chalk.
Yep. Here in the divisional round of the NFL playoffs, it's Sam's 3 quick picks, but making it 4 this week.
I love it.
We'll talk Monday, and hopefully we're swimming in some cash.
You got it, Moose. Appreciate you, Dave. Appreciate you guys.
Sam Dannerman.
Hey, Sam the man. We'll talk to you next week.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.